We can continue of reading the Caribbean. 6 to 10 page. Let's see. 6. There it is. So, we've been continuing 1 to 5 page. And now we're reading a 6 page to 10. Okay? Tired and weary, Sylvan clasped the glowing stone in her hand and walked as fast as she could, but still she found herself back where she started. "Oh no," she sobbed as she threw the stone down. "This is terrible. I'm lost. How am I to find my way out of here?" Refusing to give up, she set off again. She walked and she walked on and on, up and up, until finally she came to a plateau. I can't know what it is. She crossed the plateau and saw a little house ahead of her. At last she thought to herself, "I'll speak to the people who live there and ask them for directions back to my village." "Hello, is there anybody there?" Sylvan called out as she made her way towards the house. There was no answer. As Sylvan drew nearer, she saw that the chicken, which was at the side of a house, was empty, and that the door of the house was closed. However, she saw that there was an open window and she was able to see inside. "Hello," she called again. "Is anyone home?" No one answered. Sylvan hoisted herself up through the window and into the house. On the table there was some cassava bread. Hungry now, Sylvan broke a piece off and ate it. Then, tired after all the walking, she fell asleep. Meanwhile, Sylvan's husband, Amos, and the other villagers had begun to worry about Sylvan. It had been hours since they had left her, wondering where she could have got to. They made their way back to the lakeside, where Sylvan had stopped for a rest, but when they arrived, of course, Sylvan was nowhere to be found. They searched everywhere for her. "Sylvan, Sylvan," they called, but she was too far away to hear them. The villagers knew that anyone who was separated from a traveling group would make their own way back home. Amos and the villagers began to think that was what Sylvan must have done. Perhaps when she couldn't find us, she went back home. Amos said to the others. Anyone agreed that that was what Sylvan had done. So they decided to continue on their journey, believing that Sylvan was safe at home. Some time passed and Sylvan woke from her sleep. As she did so, she heard the sound of someone approaching the house. "What a life, what a life," she heard the person mumble. Whoever it was stopped outside the kitchen, and when Sylvan peeped out of the window, and she could see a strange little man carrying a string of fish. She called out of him, "Hello, I'm lost. Could you tell me the way out to get home?" Kirihu was startled, but on seeing her, he remembered straight away the wish that the colorful stone had granted him, and he knew at once that this woman was the wife he had wished for. "Home," he said. "But my dear, you are home. You are the wife I have been waiting for." Was this man mad? Sylvan couldn't believe what she was hearing. Wife? She scoffed. I already have a husband, and I already have a home, and I am not staying here. Sylvan ran out of the house as fast as she could. Karahu watched as she disappeared into the darkness and chuckled. He wasn't worried at all that she wouldn't come back, as he was sure his wish had come true. Sylvan ran and ran, but it was no good. She didn't know where she was going, and all she could see around her was darkness. She would have to go back to the little man's house until she could work out how to get home. When she returned, Karahu felt very pleased with himself. He had finished cleaning his fish and prepared supper for two. He set the table and he waited for Sylvan to join him. Sylvan could smell the wonderful aromas of the tasty fish supper that Karahu had made, and she felt very hungry. But she did not want to share supper with this strange little man who wanted to claim her for his wife, so she refused to eat. No worries, Karahu said smugly. When your belly gripes, you will eat. Never, said Sylvan. I will never eat your food. The next day, when Karahu went fishing, Sylvan tried to see if she could find a way to get home. But every time she wandered out of the house, she ended up back where she started. When Karahu returned, Sylvan refused to eat once more, and the day after that she did the same again. On the third day, however, Sylvan could bear it no longer. She was very weak. Her belly was rumbling loudly, and she was very, very hungry. She needed to build up her strength so she could keep searching for a way out. So she joined Karahu at his table, and she ate the fish supper. After that, each evening they are together in silence, and this went on for weeks and months. But Karahu wanted more than just sitting at a table in silence with an unhappy woman. He wanted a family. So one evening, Karahu cooked a special fish broth for Sylvan, and as he cooked it, he blew kisses into the pot and chanted some words over the food. As you eat my delicious broth, we are forever bound together. Before this year has come and gone, you will bear for me a son. Now you will stay here with me forever, said Karahu. Gleefully, and Sylvan wept. She hoped above all hopes that one day her husband, Almus, would find her, for she still loved him very much. But alas, as time went by, the spell Karahu had cast over the food finally began to work, and before long Sylvan came to bear Karahu a son. Back in the village, Sylvan's husband, Amos, had not given up on her, though a whole year had passed. There was not a day that went by without Amos trying to find his missing wife. Everybody in the village knew about Sylvan's disappearance, but nobody knew how to help. That is, until one day a wise old woman who knew just about everything about anything came to find Amos and told him all that had happened. Your wife is living in a grumpy little man who goes by the name of Karahu, said the wise old woman. They live together in the house above the lake. She has even borne him a child. If you want to get her back, this is what you must do. Go to the house in the daytime, and there you will find her alone. Because Kirahu spends all day fishing, she will follow you, But before you take her away, you must know how to break the spell that Kerahu has cast on her. If not, then Kerahu will only follow you and take her back. Be sure to find the colourful stone that your wife threw down between the lake and the house. When you find it, break a little piece off and carry it with you. When you find your wife and you're about to leave Kerahu's house, ask your wife to blow a kiss in the living room, blow a kiss in the bedroom, blow kisses all around the house, and blow a kiss outside the kitchen, then place. Still continuing. The colourful stone. Nah, just kidding. That's it. 6 to 10 page. Don't worry, I'll be continuing pages. Don't worry, I'll continue I'll continue. Well, that was quicker than I expected. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.